Hi everybody and welcome to my urban nature journaling video. Earlier in the week at the studio, which is based in the East End of Glasgow in the city centre, I explored what was growing out of the man-made structures round about me and the environments round about me. This is me in the studio car park. I just got out of the car and I was looking at the walls. The studio building is an old school and there's all these walls in what would have been the playground, and there's ferns growing out of them, which you can see here. All kinds of greenery. I think there's ragwort. There's mosses, which you'll see later on as well. I love these walls. I love the colours of them, and it's great to see nature reclaiming these structures, and this is what urban nature journaling is all about for me, and nature journaling in general, the resilience of nature, the way that it continues to grow and thrive regardless of what we as humans do to it. So I walked across the road here. It's a busy main road, Abercrombie Street I think it is. There was this massive buddleia bush. Buddleia is also called butterfly bush, and it has these amazing cone-like flowers. Now, there weren't many butterflies to be seen on this one, sadly, and I don't know if that's because of the demise of pollinators or just because it was such a busy street with a lot of traffic. I'm not sure. But anyway, they've got butterfly bush has got lots of gorgeous silvery green foliage, and this is just growing in a random bit of wasteland, and there was loads of it round about, just between new flats that they'd built in this old pub as well. And it was absolutely huge, and the smell of buddleia, if you've ever smelt it before, is amazing. It's got the most amazing scent as well. And there's also in this space there was lots and lots and lots of what's called fireweed or rosemary willow herb. That's, you know, the big tall spiky pink things you see everywhere growing. You can see them here, and apparently these are edible. I didn't realise that. I wouldn't be eating these ones right enough with it being in the middle of the East End. I don't know what's went on it or whatever, but anyway, yeah, so these were grown everywhere. They like ground that's been burnt. That's why they get the name fireweed, apparently. And this yellow stuff is ragwort. That's toxic to livestock, apparently. So, like, you know, the farmers don't like it and stuff in their land. I love the colour of it. It's the ultimate yellow ochre to me. It's just gorgeous and warm, and I think it looks beautiful. So here I am just recording some footage of the red sandstone walls that surround the old school building as well. So these are just on the walls outside. You can see all this moss that's growing. If you look up really close, there's moss, there's little spores, I think they're called, growing out of it. There's lichen as well growing, that's silvery grey sort of stuff growing in the walls, which you usually see at the seaside or on trees. But yep, so, and I always imagine there's little worlds going on here that we have no idea what's going on within them. Worlds within worlds. You can see all the little tiny pieces standing up to attention in the top there. So this is me getting ready to go and explore a wee bit more further aside and do a wee bit of outdoor drawing. I'm packing up my sketchbook. I've got a wee tiny tin of watercolours this time, and I've got a cup of water as well in my bag, and I'm just heading out the building. And it was a nice warm day, but a bit overcast, but nice and warm, and just heading along towards London Road and towards Glasgow Green. And just as you walk down towards that way, there's this burial ground, it's called the Calton area in the East End of Glasgow, and I saw another buddleia bush, so I had to capture that, and that's another one there. And I'm just recording all this on video and by taking photos, so I can look back on it, because it's not always convenient to stop in city centres and draw wherever you are. But here I am at Glasgow Green. Glasgow Green was given to the people of Glasgow as a public space, and still remains so. It's used for all kinds of things, but you can use it as a public space as well. People used to hang their washing out in Glasgow Green, but that's another story. And this is a spot that I found. It's classed as a kind of wildlife species spot, and there was loads and loads and loads of this beautiful wild geranium growing. So I thought this would be a nice wee area to sit down and do a wee bit of outdoor sketching. You can see there's absolutely tons of it. Lots of violets, blues, purples, just really luminous and glowing at the minute at its best. And the leaves are gorgeous too. So I thought, right, I'm going to sit down here and get my sketchbook out. I was really nervous about doing this because I don't often do it in such a public place. But I sat down, crossed legs for as long as I could and got it out and just got on with it. And actually ended up enjoying it and realising nobody was really that interested in what I was doing. They really couldn't care less, and just get into it. So I'm just sketching things out here. There was loads going on in the background, people out enjoying the sun, people going by on bikes, walking, chatting. There was some sort of fairground, I think, in the background. A lot of hustle and bustle, which was really, really nice, but I managed to filter it out and just it wasn't over noisy. It was nice and peaceful, really, and concentrate on what I was drawing. So I was just trying to capture really, not so much a perfect sort of image of the wild geranium, but just a kind of a feeling for them, and just a feeling for the kind of fragility of them, but also how resilient they are, and they just kind of sprout up and take over, a sort of section of land like that. And here I am, this was just the leaves. The leaves are gorgeous. They've got this kind of spider-like quality to them, and the colours are amazing, really deep greens, there's blue in there. So I was also going to try and capture some of the colour when I added some paint. And I was sitting cross-legged here on the ground, but if you find that uncomfortable, which I did actually after a good long while, a good 10 minutes or so, my legs were going numb, a wee portable camping stool or chair would be quite handy here. It would save your back as well. I think the next time I might take something like that along. So I got the watercolours out. I took them just because they were a wee bit easier to take round about than the coloured pencils. I'm not the greatest with watercolour, so I made a nice big kind of splodge here on this flower when I was painting this flower. But that's okay. It's not about perfection, it's just about capturing, the moment, just enjoying it. This isn't about making the most amazing, awesome art. It's a sketchbook. You're meant to explore, you're meant to make a mess, you're meant to make mistakes, whatever they are. You're meant to just go with the flow and enjoy it. And my sketchbooks are a riot quite often. So don't get hung up on the blank page and it being perfect or anything like that. Just go with it and just explore. So I'm just painting the leaf here. That went a wee bit better, I think, than the flower. The flower just became a splodge. I think it was the paper I'm using or something, but it doesn't matter. And I wanted to try and capture some of the colours. The green, the deep kind of intense green of the leaf here. I think my legs were going really numb at this point, so I was beginning to think about, right, 15 minutes into it, I think I might need to move and finish up soon. But yeah, so I'm just painting the leaf here. I'd sketched it out in pencil first of all. I'm just adding some of the greens, trying to capture some of the depth of the greens here as well. And yep, so and this is just a big cup of water, one of those, those travel mug type things. which is quite handy for washing your brush out, that kind of thing. And here I am just trying to capture some of the colours with the watercolour of the plants. So I took a little specimen here just to always remember the day. And here's some of my sketches that I did afterwards based on photos that I took. And here's a little flick through of the nature journal so far. So we've got the first one where we were out in the garden, the second one where we were looking at the sense of smell, and then a few pages of the various things that I'd sketched on the day of the urban nature journaling, and also afterwards as well, looking back at the photos and video footage that I had taken as well. So really the whole aim of this was just to show how resilient nature is, how even when we build things round about it, she comes back and takes over and has the power to do so, and explore that locally in my surroundings when I was out in the city at that time. And you can do that too, you know, wherever you are. If you're in a big giant city, in a town, wherever, if you could have a day where you look round about you, you might even see it grown out of buildings next door to you. You can see that resilience of nature everywhere. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.